that matters. WAWV Live at 5 continues.
In her lifetime, Ellen Church was a pilot, a member of the Army Corps, a nurse, and a hospital administrator. Her impact on history is remarkable, considering she created the idea of what we now know as flight attendants. Her accomplishments took her all over the country, but she spent some of her career right here in Terre Haute. Sierra Hignite has a story.
Born in Cresco, Iowa, Ellen Church was a pilot and a registered nurse. In 1930, Church was told that she couldn't be hired as a pilot.
She was definitely ahead of her time in what she accomplished in a man's world. And it was truly a man's world. She was in aviation, in the Army, and in healthcare.
Boeing Air did allow Church to give her idea a try and put registered nurses on flights. They would call them Sky Girls. The flight was from Oakland to Chicago, and Church gathered a group of 7 other registered nurses who would be the first group of what we now know as flight attendants.
She convinced Boeing that that role needed to happen, and that nurses, registered nurses, could take care of the passengers far better than anybody else. And she made it happen.
After an injury ended her career in the sky, Church got a bachelor's degree in nursing education.
Well, I think she was just a role model all her entire life. She was a pioneer, with her becoming a pilot, then creating the stewardess industry, and then she served in the war also.
Church served during World War II in the Army Nurse Corps. She earned the rank of lieutenant and was awarded a World War II Victory Medal. After the war, Church made her way to Terre Haute, Indiana. She was hired as director of nurses and later was promoted to administrator of Union Hospital, only the second woman ever to hold that position. That's where she met Norma Shaw, who at the time was a student nurse.
First time I met her, I was a student nurse, and I was absolutely petrified. That was in 1957, and she was the hospital administrator at that time. She was a very intimidating person. She had a mission to do here when she came on board as an administrator, and that was to be very economical because the hospital was not in good financial situation, and she made it her business to make sure that everybody saved.
Through her career, she remained a champion for women, constantly fighting for women's ability to succeed in what was then a man's world.
She was tough. There's no doubt about it. The lady was tough, and she would get after the doctors even.
Church was proof that education is power. She demanded respect by all she encountered, that's her students and her peers.
It didn't make any difference. A rule is a rule, and it was not to be broken. And so you really had to respect her.
But Church was always humble and led by example. She was committed to her job as an educator and as a medical professional.
Whatever she pursued, she did it with all the gusto she had. She changed everybody's feelings about nursing, I think, and as did, the School of Nursing. I think that they really promoted nurses and tried to make everyone feel like they were a valuable employee and a vital part of healthcare.
Despite Church's tough exterior, she would occasionally show the side that made her an ideal fit for healthcare.
She did have a very soft heart, but it was hard to see.
Shaw went on to work for Union Hospital for more than 30 years after being one of Church's students. She says she remembers how powerful Church's energy was.
If you followed Ellen, you could do anything. Absolutely. I don't think she would ever think that men are all powerful because she wielded lots of power.
Church always portrayed key qualities that helped her become an icon in women's history.
To always try to do your best and follow the rules and try to make nursing and the hospital as good as it could be, because that was her lifestyle always. She thought outside the box.
Though they are in a new building, Union Hospital made sure to always remember Church and the impact she made. In Terre Haute with local news that matters, Sierra Hignite, WAWV.
Impressive woman. Church was recognized by many throughout her career. She passed away in 1965 in Terre Haute after a horse riding accident. She is buried at Highland Lawn Cemetery. You'll be able to hear more stories like this on our Celebrating Women special. You can catch it on March 24th at 8:30 a.m. over on our sister station, WTWO, and the same day at 2:30 in the afternoon right here on WAWV. Then it will air again on March 31st at 2:30 p.m., also here on WAWV. We hope you'll join us.